Hey guys, welcome back. We are on a new map. There have been so many new maps that have been released within the last couple weeks, and I have gotten bombarded with requests to do County Line. So I've been playing County Line a little bit to get a little familiarized with it. There's a little bit of a trick to put it in your mods folder. There are some specific mods that work only with this map. Soil management, chop straw. When you download the map, there's a folder that has they're modified mods. So you have to remove the mods that you may already have in your mods folder and place the new ones in your mods folder so that they'll work with this map. So what we got here, we own field 20, 13, 12, 11, and 18. Now we're going to harvest field 18. I believe it is barley. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cold, so if you hear me sniffling and stuff, that's why. So we'll go ahead and get into our John Deere 9750 with our MacDon D60 head. Can't get through there. Oh, maybe. Nope. Oh my God. All the time. Get in on this side. We'll fire her up. I can just barely hear it. I gotta turn it up just a little bit. You know, actually, what it might be. No, that's okay. Put it there. Oh, we gotta unfold the inner spout. I forgot about that. And we want to put some straw down. Well, I guess we got our straw box open. On this edit of the 9750, I animated the rear chopper so that it opens for the straw box. The chopper bar in there rotates. We can probably show you that. So we're spinning in there. Highlighted the fan so you can see its rotation. We're not going to do course play. We are going to use auto combine. So I'm going to turn to the right, make sure that's correct. Check over our header here. This MacDon, if you're wondering where I got it, it came with a combine. It was Massey Ferguson 9585, and when you downloaded the combine, this came with it. So if you're interested in this header, that's where I got it. I don't know why that has two belts. I think in real life that's only one belt that feeds the feeder house, but you can see the that probably actually needs to be textured a little better. But I am working on a new version of the MacDon. I got it all chopped up in Blender. Hopefully it'll be out for 17 here real shortly, as soon as we get that out. It just takes a while in Blender to make everything correct. So let's go ahead and lower our header. Let's get her out here in the field. Looks like it is. It's oats. Field oats. Let's go ahead and hire a worker. We've got a truck Sitting over here on the long side of the field. We could probably got him cranked up on the speed. Probably slow him down just a little bit. He doesn't need to go that fast. It's not that big of a field. So we got some. We were doing some hay, putting up some bales. We got our hydro bed sitting here with a couple bales. We have a dairy farm over there that we own. This map has the buyable functions, and you can play it with or without the buyable functions. Now, one thing I noticed, I tried it both ways. Now, the buyable functions it's really cool because there are buildings that need finished. There's like when you start out with the buyable functions, none of that is over there. None of those buildings. It's all trees. You can't get into it, you know, and you pull up to it, and it's like to buy. You have to purchase it, and it's really neat. But when you save the game, you come back from a saved game, and it doesn't remember it. So there's something not quite right. So I guess if you're going to play the game once and not save it, or your other option is as you earn it, if you have the money mod and it doesn't, it doesn't give you, or if it doesn't remember that you purchased something, you get the money mod. You can just give yourself some money and then go repurchase it. I mean, it's up to you. Just give you a heads up that when I saved it and went back, it didn't remember that I had purchased stuff. So just to be wary of that. We got us some trucks here. This is a ATF's Kenworth T800 with the East End Dump trailer. We got an International Eagle with Wilson grain train. Okay, here's our Stagger 450. And I just reskinned Kinsey to a Brent card. A Brent 1396. It really isn't a Brent, it's a Kins. But we want to put a straw down. Oops. I gotta catch up with him and change that. But I just gave him the updated decals that are on the red cards now. There's our truck. So make a course plate course. We'll just do one field at a time. We've got another field over here that we do not own, but we can harvest it. Our waiting point there. Continue on. Stop, and we'll save it as, this is field 18 cart. And of course, so we've been working on this one, putting some more chrome on it. It's kind of the black chrome. I had to do some tweaking. It's probably a little too dark, but the wheel turns out good. The front wheel turned out good. Rear wheels look good. So that's our edited T800 from ATF Modding. It says Davis Farms and Custom Harvesting. And, you know, you guys can make your own logos. If you need help with making your own logo, let me know. I can do a video on how to do it. I mean, it's not rocket science. So yeah, just let me know. We do have another 9750. We'll probably put him out in the field as well. And get scrolled around here. I was short on money, and so I bought the Case Patriot that I had in my mods folder because it was cheaper. But we do have the Case Patriot that Joe Lindbergh released. Now, if he actually, this is the one I had, and this is the one he released. Now, did he actually start with this one and just redo it? I don't know. Or did he just completely build the whole thing? I have no idea. But from videos that I've seen of it, he did a real good job. I like this John Deere. Justin Barch did this one. This is an awesome John Deere, and we might actually be buying this one just because it's nice. We'll scroll. We got another John Deere 8440 with a cart. There's our other one. Okay, there he is. We got a couple trucks down there that we're loading with hay bales. We're trying to load them by hand because I think this map has basically custom sized bales. I personally have not tried it yet, but trailers that have the auto load function, I've read that trailers with the auto load function will not load bales on this map because the map bales are custom, and so they're larger. So we need to open the straw box on. This fella. These combines do have the real dust particles for the chopper particles. I like that. Some people don't. I do. Let's open up the straw box. Turn her back on. Nope. Try it again. We weren't close enough. Yeah. This is the version before CNH Farmer fixed the door panels. I have in this particular mod, the door panels are separated, and what was wrong was it needed a different Lua script, and so he was able to get it working with a different Lua script. And but when I first started out, I had it to just, unrealistic price and unrealistic volumes, and he changed it to a realistic hopper volume and realistic price and stuff. So starting out, I didn't have enough money to buy these combines, so I bought the older version. So this particular combine, the doors don't animate, but I got them cheaper, like $60,000 cheaper. So that's why I have them. But we did add exhaust flapper. Let's say the animated chopper bar, animated rear straw box and chopper. We put in-game strobes, beacons on it. We put the MAR hopper extension, the buddy up auger, the fill volume. Yeah, that's, and then this particular combine came from, it's actually originally from like Farm Sim 11, 2011, and it was in Farm Sim 13. We moved it forward in the Farm Sim 15. It's not my mod. I mean, I just brought it forward and just did some stuff to it. Really would like to take it into Blender and give it a new paint job. If you notice, those panels are smooth, and it gives you the impression that there's molded shaped sides, but in reality they are not. Same with the back. It's all just one solid piece. Yet it has the shading that makes you think that it is. So, I would like to go into Blender and make it a better body, I guess is what I'm saying. I mean, this was fine for 2011, and it still looks pretty decent, I think. But I get the impression from some modders that either, I don't know, it's just, I think that's one of the things that's wrong with the modding community is, and if there is a community, I mean, it's mostly guys on Facebook. And so you put out a mod that you either update or you build or, and then someone's got to critique it and be, I think, overly critical of your work. I mean, most of us, if you're not in high school living in your parents' house, we all have lives, families, jobs. We have limited amount of time that we can dedicate to this. And if you've never modded, you have no idea the time that it consumes. I mean, you can put 6 hours in Blender and get nothing done. You can spend hours on hours just editing stuff into XML to see how it works and affects the outcome. I mean, that's the reality of modding. Is it's a commitment to a lot of time and effort. And I think when people don't appreciate that, it frustrates the modder, and it's like, well, if you don't like it, then you know what? You don't have to have any of my stuff I edit. I'll just keep it to myself. And then that's where you end up, is you have modders that don't want to share because somebody wants to be critical, or they were like, when I was getting ready to release this, I had oversized rear flotation tires on the rear, and people were critical of, well, that's not realistic. Oh, and I got see how the chopped straw is like going below the ground? I gotta fix that. But I think in the other version it is fixed. So, like I said, I just bought this version because it was cheaper. And like this Brent cart, yeah, it's a Kinze, I know. But when you look at a Kinze and you look at a Brent cart, they are almost identical. It's almost like they're made by the same company. The only thing that makes a 1396 is they have staggered rear wheels. You'll have the outside wheel that runs forward of the rear, and so this outside wheel would be here, and the inside wheel would be there. And that is really the only difference. I got to clean that decal up just a little bit. You can see Not too bad. When paint.net clean that up pretty easy, I think. Let's go ahead and move this tractor. He is in the way. There we go. Oh, got him out of the way finally. Okay. I think what we need to do though is we need to go in here and we need to increase the offset. So let's try 9.2. See how he does on the other combine. I think I kind of got in the habit of when I do straw bales, I use a square baler, and when I do hay bales or grass bales, I use the round baler, and that's what that field over there has, is round bales. So when we do come over here, and I don't know if we'll bale it or collect it. I'm not quite sure yet. I might get a collector wagon. I mean, we got plenty of money. We've been harvesting fields we don't own and taking it to market. So, you know, that's one of the things with Farm Sim you can do is you can steal crops, and nobody cares. So, yeah. Let's scroll around. Oh, I wanted to check something real quick. I put different exhaust particles on this. Something ain't right. I gotta. I think I gotta check something else out. I must have messed something up. But yeah, I adjusted the exhaust particles to where they were supposed to give like a poof of black smoke instead of a constant stream. Excuse me. So yeah, we've been loading up bales. I think we got all our bales loaded that are down here. I think we oh, we better lock the load one more time. It says ATF's Ford F. I think they say it's an F-250, but it's an F-350. Yeah. I don't think Ford ever made a crew cab 3/4 ton. I think he only made a Ford F-350. I don't know, I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know everything. So yeah, we got our load of bales. I don't know if any of you guys have been watching some of the live streams of Farm Sim 17, but that looks pretty promising. It looks like a pretty good deal. Yeah, see these gates and fences around there? That never used to be there. In the map viable objects function, that fencing there. So it's like you can do stuff to improve your farm, you know, and that's what's kind of really interesting about this is the expansion ability. I think I'm saying that right. The expansion. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Let's try this international out because I swore I had those. got something, and it's something in the XML I can do right. Yeah, that should be given like a shot of black smoke, and then it should clean up. I don't know. I'll have to compare it again to some mods that I do have it in. I'm not sure. I am confused. Of course, you know what I might have done. No, that should have worked. I was just thinking out loud, so never mind me. There we go. We got a load of corn on our international, but corn right now is still like, I was hoping for a better price, but it's probably the best we're gonna get. Should probably just go ahead and take it. 11.29. We'll wait a day and see what happens. I mean, you never know. You might get a demand. Uh-oh. Sitting up there having a powwow. Scroll around to them. Well, that happened was he was going too fast. Give him just a little bit of an edge. Fine. Oh, he's getting lost. And turn back around here. He's got a speed of 7. Just a little bit. That's a distance keeper. Uh-oh. Can't do that, or that'll mess up the other guy when he comes around. They want to leave. You don't want to leave stuff like that because he's going to follow the edge of the crop. So he's going to zigzag around and try and get it all. No, not Nakdon header's pretty nice. Like I said, we're working on redoing it. We'll be ready for 17 here real shortly, and I'm going to build it so that it has the transportable wheels, because Nakdon offers that in their FD75 and their big Draper headers. Is they have transport wheels. It's low speed transport wheels. They're not made to go down the highway. It's just field to field transport. And yeah, you don't want to hook onto a pickup and drag it 50 miles an hour down the road. You're going to tear it apart. But from one field to the next, down a country road at minimum speed, I think they are rated for 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, something like that. So yeah, all right. So, yeah, we're getting oats harvested here. Actually, that didn't help. It's Control Tab. Nope. Oh, we have a dog. County line that's got a dog that runs around the yard. We'll take this over to our deer so you can seize it. Oh, and word of warning is this map in the required mods folder. There's a mod in there called Damage and Repair. And if you've never played with Damage and Repair mod before, you might want to think twice about it. Now, you don't have to have that in your mods folder. I mean, it's not a required mod, but it does add a depth of realism to the gameplay. Because if you tear up a piece of equipment, it stops working, or its performance lacks. It loses horsepower, it loses top end, it loses the ability to pull a load. So I mean, that itself is kind of interesting. But when your equipment is 100% damaged, you can't move it, you can't drive it, you can't do anything with it. You have to tow it or push it onto a trailer to take it to a repair shop. Now, you have a repair shop at your farm, but he is not outfitted to do extensive repairs. You have to go to a shop in town, like one of the dealerships, and it's expensive. If you total your pickup 100% damage your pickup, it's $3,000 to fix it. And all it takes is a little bit of inattention, and you run into one of the AI vehicles, or you cut a corner too short and you clip a pole or a fence post. And there's all kinds of ways to get damage on your vehicle, like just braking too hard, you stop too fast, and oh, there's some cows. I have not been over here, so I'm not really sure if we have an area to store bales. There we do. We do have an area to store bales. This is my hydrobed that I built. I released it on American Eagle Modding, this exact truck. So we just knock off there. Open up our jaws. There we go. That's all we wanted to do. Yeah, the hydrobed does work. It's probably not as good as it could be, but James Hall, he did offer to take a look at it and maybe work on the bail lock trigger, so that would be cool if he could get that working. I mean, I built it. Let me quick show you. Those are the collisions that I built it with, and I mean I built this thing what, 6 months ago, something like that, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I struggled and struggled with it. So, I mean, it was definitely my first, well, no, this was my second attempt of a mod. Which, I mean, it works. It's not perfect, but this is my second mod ever. I've done a lot of editing. Changed colors, added lights, changed wheels. But where you actually go in the blender and you start with a blank object and you build something. This was my second attempt. So, if you don't like it, let's see what you can do. I'm all over the place like a drunk. Okay. Place. You just drive straight. This is Lazy Mod Studios F350. Whoa! I added different cameras for the bale usage. This is not the only thing about this pickup that was mine was the Hydrovan arms. Oh, shit, oh, get back on the road. Okay. One thing I would like to add to it is there is a mod or a trigger, I guess it would be a trigger, that is the Bale Destroyer trigger. And so if you had, well, yeah, I think if you had the Bale Destroyer trigger, like behind the pickup, and when you went to take a bale off, when you took the bale off of the bed, so you went like this. I'm using my mouse, by the way. You can also use J and M, K. They just move slower. So let's say you put a bale on the ground, or feed trough, and then you would get out of the pickup and you'd walk back to the bale, and it gives you a option is once you're in that trigger to destroy the bale, and then it basically takes it apart. So then it's hay, silage, straw. And so you would be able to deliver it to your cows without a feed wagon per se. He is full, so let's watch him and see how he does. And the reason I reskinned the Kinze was because the grain particles coming out of the auger were working on the other one. So I ended up just taking the Kinze and reskinning it. And I thought, well, might as well update the decals. And so I went to the Brent website and I thought, well, that 1396 looks an awful lot like Kinze 1050. So that's why that is. Because the 1050, the auger, this is considered a dual auger grain cart because you have an auger that feeds across the bottom to the auger that comes in and has like a feed box, and then you have another auger that goes vertically. Well, on the 1050, there's only one auger, and it actually just feeds out at a diagonal like a horse wagon does, the in-game horse wagon, where it's just one auger. So the 1396 is a twin auger version, and the 1050 is not. So this is a model of a twin auger grain cart. So that's why I made it to 1396, because that's their model, 1396. Let's see how it does unload here. Get rid of that HUD so it's just out of the way. Okay. So he does have discharge particles that look okay, look good. I'm always concerned about that they'll look all right. I mean, you could actually play this game with just numbers on the screen, because that's all a game really is. It's calculations and numbers. And effectively, you could play this game with just numbers. You could just have a graph, and you would just give it assignments and plant field 12, and then at different points throughout the timeline, you would say, okay, fertilize field 12, and then okay, harvest field 12, and it would generate calculations. But this is the visual reality of the calculated numbers. Yes, that's what a video game is. It's just calculations. It's math. So you kids, stay in school and you pay attention in math, because to do this, that's what the future. Can you imagine the world I grew up in when I was a kid? The first computer that what was the first computer called? I learned that in school too. But it actually like took up an entire city block, and all it could do was basically a calculator. It could do math. It could calculate math, and you had to program it. They had these cards, and these cards had the little holes in them. I forget what those cards are called, but they had to load those cards, and they would have a whole stack of them. They'd have to load it, put it in, hit a button, pull it up, put a new one in, hit a button. That was programming that computer. It was something VAC. I can't remember what the exact name was, but yeah, that was how you programmed a computer. And you think about it now, our phones, the amount and capability of everybody's phone in their pocket. The games that it plays, it's connected to GPS. It knows where it is on the globe. These guys are going to run into each other. So let's take this guy, get him out of the way. Yeah, your phone has more computing power than, let's put it this way, the space shuttle that went into outer space. The onboard computer there has less computing power than your watch. Modern day watches have more computing power, more gigabytes of RAM, more gigabytes of memory than the computer that ran the space shuttle. Think of that. So, use your head. Where do you think the future's going? Well, we're either going into zombie apocalypse, or we're going to get a lot smarter, and the world of convenience is just going to become just amazing, where you're going to have more and more leisure time. And I really kind of worry about what that landscape of the future is, because I have kids, and it was hard enough for me growing up and making something out of this life that is I don't know, I just worry, but parents do, as a parent you do worry. You worry about your kids and their futures. And that's something that if you're a young kid and you got parents, give your parents a break. They're trying. They're doing the best they can. And be respectful of each other. I see so much disrespect on Facebook, and I'm talking about, and it's not just like Facebook, like my friends group or pages that I keep tabs on. It's the Facebook community groups. There are a lot of, if you're not knowing of this, if you've never heard of it, there are a lot of Facebook groups that are farm sim. That's their group speciality, is farm sim fans. They're farm sim mods, and just the lack of respect for each other. Respect is very important. You say, well, why should I give him respect? He hasn't earned it. You should always give a modicum of respect to begin with. It's up to them to lose it. You should give everyone respect. I see the race issues in this world. And it's not just this country, it's everywhere. I wish I had the power that I could just stand up and say, knock it off. Everybody's at fault. Not everyone is pure, innocent, driven white snow. We all have sins in our past, skeletons in our closet, and I'm really tired of the white guilt that gets pushed down on white people. It's like white privilege. What are you talking about? I have never had white privilege. I don't know what even that means, because I have been dirt poor pretty much the majority of my life. I worked from paycheck to paycheck, but I kept myself out of trouble. I kept my nose clean. I stayed out of the drugs. I stayed out of alcohol. You know how many vacations I've had? I'm 46 years old. You know how many vacations, actual vacations, that I've had where, you took time off of work and you traveled somewhere? I had two vacations in my 46 years of life. And you're going to tell me I got white privilege? I've had cars repossessed. I've had, I went through a divorce. I lost everything. I was like minus $15,000. I had to recuperate from that. My credit rating was absolute dirt, and I couldn't borrow a nickel. But you know what? I just kept going to work, and I just kept keeping my nose to the grindstone, and but I don't know where that idea of You know, the only reason that you are where you are is because of skin color. It's like, what? Nobody ever gave me. I mean, so you're saying that I didn't earn, I don't deserve? Because that's what you're saying. Because if I am where I'm at because the color of my skin, then I don't deserve what I have. I didn't earn it. And that is such a slap in the face to people. It's like, you know, if you want to point fingers at somebody for your lot in life, point fingers at yourself. Or, I mean, I'm not saying that everybody is where they're at because of their own damn choices. I mean, there are people in this world that the only purpose in their life is to make others miserable. But you have to avoid those people. I mean, there's something wrong in a world that we have laws, we have constitutional rights, yet we skirt around them. We skirt around people's rights. I mean, I've watched I've watched a lot of the videos, YouTube comments, YouTube. It's not really news, but it's, you know, somebody's opinion of something. Okay, there was the Black Lives Matter movement, and hey, initially I was on board with it because I'm like watching these videos and it's like, what the hell's wrong with these cops? You know? But two wrongs don't make a right. You know, out shutting down lanes of interstate traffic. Protest that turns into riots. Now, I'm not saying that those riots weren't instigated, because that's another thing that can happen is your perception of an event or something that's going on, it might be totally fabricated, because it doesn't take much to go to a protest. Then the protest is totally peaceful, and then there's just some people there, and the term is anarchists, and they show up just to turn shit upside down. But I wasn't there. I mean, I'm just seeing it from, 1,000 miles away on a TV screen or a computer screen. I don't know. But I'm also open-minded to, just because there was riots doesn't necessarily mean that, it doesn't mean that everybody there was bad. It just means that the ones that were rioting were. Either they're part of the movement, that's what's wrong, or they were sent there and were paid, because nobody does this for free, or they just like the Joker said in Batman, some people just want to see the world burn, and there are those people, I guarantee you. I'm sorry, I was getting way off track. I was just going off on a rant there. Yeah, so we're harvesting oats. We come to the end of the field here. We're going to turn around. What's he going to do? I guess I'm going to take over for now. Just getting turned around. Turn him on. And hire the worker. I thought we were going to jump in that other combine. So he has 72. Well, that field really didn't produce that very good. I thought it would do better than that. We did buy a potato harvester. Then I come to find out that the field that I thought was potatoes wasn't potatoes. So, well, that sucks. There it is. I think what we'll do is we'll just let him finish up by himself. Let's go dump them off. This does have, you notice the sound difference from inside the cab. It does have mirrors, kind of out of adjustment. I guess we can put it right in the truck. Don't have to put it. Actually, what we'll do. We can do it this way too. We'll just put the grain in the front trailer because this other field over here. It's not oats, I believe it's soybeans. Check my record time. Holy cow, we're about an hour into this thing. So I am going to just get him set over here to begin the harvest this field. So this is a field we actually do not own, but we can harvest it. Love that free. He is. We ain't got too much left to go. So yeah, we will continue on County Line. Me and James Hall of ATF Modding. We're gonna try and do a multiplayer series of videos. He loves County Line as much as I do. I mean, I'm very impressed with this map. The guys who built this map, I mean, I don't know how you did it, but I mean, the artistic layout. I mean, it's just so random, but yet, I don't know, it's just, you guys must have went out into the like countryside and like took pictures. Because it's just like, that is the only way that you could have got that feeling. And you paid attention to everything. Tree groves, power lines, ditches, approaches, culverts. Yeah. Misshapen fields. I mean, they're not all square. Yeah, I gotta say, and the textures of grass, the textures of the crops. Just, I'm just blown away by this map. So, well, until next time, this has been Brad Davis, or Misfit Toys Lab, or B-Rad Games and More, or what the hell else you want to call me. I don't care. Just don't call me late for dinner. But you guys know the drill. You keep the rubber side down, the shiny side up. Hope to see you in Farm Sim 17. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit like if you like the video. Or leave a comment in the section below. Other than that, later.